It seems like nature's very own lifeblood has been drained from its veins. As a result of extreme climate changes around the world, the source of life, rivers, are drying up at an alarming rate. Come along as we share the reasons behind these threatening changes. Let's start with what was once a symbol of pride for Central Asia. The Aral Sea has become a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences of human interference with the environment. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union launched a program to promote cotton farming in the region, diverting two rivers that fed the Aral Sea. The sea has been shrinking ever since, with salinity levels rising and unexpected climate feedback wreaking havoc on the lives of millions. The once bustling fishing industry has been decimated, leaving only a few struggling fishermen. Moving on, we have Bolivia's Lake Poopó. In a stunning discovery, NASA's operational land imager revealed an image of a dried-up lakebed where Bolivia's once vibrant Lake Poopó used to thrive. This colossal body of water, spanning 1,200 miles, was the lifeline for hundreds of families to survive. However, due to drought, climate change, and water diversion, Lake Poopó has suffered a catastrophic decline, leaving behind a barren wasteland. The consequences have been devastating fish and hundreds of exotic birds, including magnificent flamingos. They've met their tragic end. As the lake's water levels continue to plummet, families who once called this area home have been forced to flee. Scientists have warned that the lake's recovery is increasingly unlikely as a warmer and drier climate exacerbates the situation. Our next natural wonder is the largest of its kind, and you definitely want to know about it. Next, we have the Colorado River, which runs dry long before reaching its historic river mouth. It's been stripped of its life by overuse and diversion to meet the needs of growing populations and agriculture, leaving little for Mexico. The river's water is often polluted with runoff from farms, posing a threat to the river and the ecosystems that depend on it. A decades-long drought starting in the early 2000s has significantly depleted the Colorado River's reservoirs, jeopardizing the river and the people dependent on it. But there is some hope. In 2019, a sudden and much-needed deluge of rain and storms helped to recharge the river's reservoirs, providing a brief respite. Ranked at number 4, we have a water reservoir that has become particularly fascinating due to its complete depletion. The Badwater Basin, a stark and forbidding landscape in Death Valley National Park, is a wonder to the natural world. The shifting of tectonic plates and the carving force of water created a vast lake that spanned the basin. However, the lake's water evaporated as the climate changed, leaving the concentrated salt solution behind. The scorching sun and relentless winds caused the remaining water to evaporate, leaving behind a barren wasteland of salt flats and sand dunes. Badwater Basin stands as a haunting reminder of nature's incredible power. Next up, let's talk about Lake Chad. The Lake Chad crisis has been termed one of the worst crises ever seen by the United Nations. The lake, home to 17.4 million people and supporting over 30 million in the region, has shrunk by 90% over the past 60 years due to chronic droughts and climate change. As a result, over 10 million people across Nigeria, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon need emergency assistance. The crisis has also triggered food insecurity, ultimately pushing communities into the arms of terrorist groups like Boko Haram, which controls large swaths of territory in the region. Once a robust body of water stretching up to 12 miles long, Owens Lake and eastern Sierra Nevada mountain range now presents a heart-wrenching sight. The lake's water levels rapidly declined after the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power diverted the waters, feeding it into the Los Angeles Aqueduct in 1913. Today, the once majestic lake is mostly dried and reduced to a shallow, dusty shadow of its former self. Nearby residents have long suffered from respiratory problems caused by dust storms, and the LAWPD flooded the dried-up lakebed for years to reduce the dust. But in a dramatic turn of events in 2014, the LADWP announced a new method, turning the moist clay from the lakebed into dust-bottling clods. On number 7, we have Lake Powell, a breathtaking marvel. However, the wonder of this nature is slowly withering away due to a combination of human activities and climate change. With an annual loss of 123 billion gallons of water to porous sandstone, the lake is shrinking at a very alarming rate. The lake's formation resulted from the Glen Canyon Dam construction along the Colorado River in the 1950s. Despite the efforts of conservationist David Brower to suggest an alternative location, Glen Canyon was chosen, leading the submerging of miles of canyons, streams, and wildlife habitats. As the lake continues to recede, tourism takes a hit, but some previously submerged treasures are now resurfacing, providing a glimmer of hope in this environmental tragedy. Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the U.S., is experiencing its lowest water level since it was first filled in 1937. This comes as 74% of 9 western states face drought, and 35% of the area is in extreme or exceptional drought. The lake supplies water to millions of people across the 7 states in northern Mexico and is a popular recreation area. As climate change exacerbates the long-term drought, Lake Mead serves as a stark reminder of the impact on water resources in the West. Currently filled to just 27% of capacity, the situation calls for urgent action to reduce water usage and manage resources sustainably. Subscribe to our channel for insights on geographical happenings around the globe. Click on thumbnails popping up for more exciting videos. Exciting is, it's sometimes the word for it. Heart-wrenching is definitely accurate, as it cropped up multiple times in this video. But they're videos nonetheless. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care.